the Ignite event coming up in Las Vegas, Nevada in September. I've seen on social media, it looks like hundreds of people have already purchased their tickets. Make sure you get your tickets while they got the lower prices going on. Get locked in. And I will tell you that I was just telling my wife this morning that I went to book our airplane tickets yesterday, and Allegiant, if you have Allegiant that flies out of your area, but we're able to fly on Allegiant from Florida for $80 one way. It's about $160 round trip ticket. So check Allegiant if you're going that way. I think Frontier also flies into Las Vegas. A lot of cheap tickets, a lot of cheap hotel rooms. So make sure you get Anthony. I'm gonna turn it to you and let you walk them through real quick what you're showing them right now to make sure they know how to do it. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So you pretty much just go to partner.co. This is from a computer version, but you can also do it from your phone. And you click on the human. You're going to simply log in. When you log in, just click on events and incentives right at the top. Click on get tickets, and you can purchase your ticket right here. You just add it to your cart, and you just click on the cart for anybody who's never done it. And then proceed to checkout. And then you fill out your information, and you now have a ticket. And this is the hotel information as well.
And for those that want to come early on that Thursday evening, we're organizing something really fun to do. We're going to try to get some group rates to a good show close to the hotel, the host hotel, and everybody go to that show together, eat, do different things, just hang out. So if you are able to get there in time, make plans for that. And then on that Sunday, we are looking to go to the Las Vegas, Kansas City Chiefs game. We think it's going to be a Monday night game. We've already got rates in for that also from a group rate. And Anthony is the one with the contact there. Anthony, you said May what is when we'll start knowing the prices of those Las Vegas, Kansas City Chiefs tickets?
They're waiting on the NFL, so around May 10th.
May 10th. They'll drop those. So as soon as we have that, if we do get a really good group rate, we'll drop an Eventbrite link out there. And then, because we'll all have to pay this guy, the group rate guy. So we'll get all that information. I'm just letting you know that Thursday and Sunday, there will be things to do. If you want to adjust your flights accordingly, if you have interest in doing either or both. And then the big one coming up, this is something I want everybody to really focus on. Ashley, we went to Tahiti last year. Chris Doyle also won the trip last year. Ashley, share a little bit about how good Tahiti was. I mean, I thought it was the best vacation we had ever been on, and we've been probably 40 different places through the years in network marketing.
It was by far a trip of a lifetime. I mean, I think everybody has got to go on this trip. It's the neatest, the culture, but yet it's clean and it's safe. And, you know, it's just, I can't even describe it because it's really different than anywhere we've ever been, from the Dominican to Cayman Islands to, you know, Costa Rica to, you know, the Bahamas, anywhere. This by far is the best trip ever. But not only just the scenery and the culture and everything that you get to take in, but get to go tour the manufacturing plant, see the fruit grown on the trees, and then what our company does with the foster care system there on the island, and the employment that we bring on the island and stuff like that. It's just amazing. It's just makes you really feel great about the company that you're out representing and everything. It's just, like I said, it's a trip of an absolute, the pictures, it's like stuff you would see in a movie almost, you know, but yet you're actually in it. It's like you're in it and you're going, am I really here? Is this really real? Because it's just beautiful, pristine waters, clear waters, so much that you can see the sharks so far down, but yet they say they don't bother you, but I didn't test the waters out.
Yeah, so to win this, by the way, this year is going to be a little different than last year's trip. They're doing a luxury cruise this year. So we'll fly into Tahiti, stay there for a night. Then we're going to get on a cruise ship, and we're going to 6 different islands over 7 days. So you're going to Bora Bora, you're going to gosh, I can't say them all off the top of my head. What was the island we went to last year that was across from Tahiti where all the huts were?
Morea.
Morea. I'm talking about like the things you see in movies or online, just the huts over the water, 20-foot water.
To them going out and getting fresh fish and cutting it and cooking it right there on the island, right there on like an open fire. I mean, it's so neat.
So here's how you win it. It's a little harder trip to win than the Mexico trip that so many of us are about to go on next month. You can win a couple of trips a year here, but the Tahiti trip, you can do it a couple of ways. One way is for one person, you need to make $25,000 more than you did the previous 45 weeks. The 45-week qualifying period, and I think it's actually on here. The period began on week 7 of this year. So it's only been going maybe about 6 weeks. So you've got between week 7 and week 52 to make $25,000 more in the pay plan than you did the previous 45 weeks. So a lot of you are brand new. And if you're brand new, you're competing against zero. So all you've got to do is make $25,000 this year in income. And Lord have mercy, that's not hard to do at all. If you get out here and go to work at this, I mean, I know we've got one particular lady that she's halfway there and she's only been in the company for like 7 weeks. So it's very easy to win. To win 2 tickets, you got to make $45,000. But here's a kicker. We're not going to go into it today. It's going to be part 3 of the pay plan next Saturday, but there's actually an alternative pay plan here that pays you what we call e-wallet money, which is money in addition to the regular pay plan. You get you earn it 10 different ways, and that's the reason we got to wait till next week, because that's a training within itself. We're going to train thoroughly on it, make sure everybody understands how to get it. But that e-wallet money can also be used to win this Tahiti trip, and you can actually combine the two together. Bailey, I think it's maybe for as nice as this trip is, I think it costs the company about $12,000 per person. But Ken, this is very doable for anybody that gets out there and goes to work, especially the new people.
No question, Todd. I was looking at some numbers this morning. As you said, 45 weeks, that's only $550 a week. If you think about it that way, and to even win 2 trips, $1,000 a week would be $45,000. So if you just get your pay to $40,000 a week, and I say, yes, I know it takes some time, but as you said, we got one lady that's doing more than that, and she's only been here 6, 7, 8 weeks. So yeah, $550 a week, Todd, for a new person, and you win the trip.
Yeah,
Very good.
Chris, anything you want to add there on the trips?
No, I just think it's an amazing deal for anybody that wants to do it. I mean, obviously, especially the new people, simplified it. I mean, it's a little more difficult for Todd to win. He got to move his paycheck up quite a bit, and it's already a good check. So yeah, the new people, someone that's new in the company should really be absolutely going after this in a hard way. No question.
And Chris, what about Las Vegas? How important is that big event?
Well, I believe that the big events are the most important thing that you got. I mean, that's a company event. I love Destin, what we just came out of. I think anybody who was there in Destin knows it was an amazing event, but obviously this is the big corporate event for the North America. So it'll be not only a great time, there'll be so much information to share there and so much you'll walk away from. Of course, there's nothing bad about Las Vegas too. That's I think it's a fun town. I love Las Vegas. But I will tell you this, I've been full time for 21 years. It's hard to believe that. And I still remember my very first corporate event, Nashville, Tennessee. Still remember where I said you insisted that I go. When you were relatively new, kind of think about it. You got recognized, but I was in the back trying to learn what was going on. And I will tell you something, an event can be life-changing if you go in there with the attitude of learning and listening. But the most important part is what you said, Todd, and that is all the people you hang out with and the things, the relationships you build, you'll learn so much from it. It's just hard to put into a price tag. Plus, you get to write it off your taxes. Where else can you go and write it off?
Yeah.
Todd, one more note on winning the Tahiti trip. There's going to be some promotions announced during this year by the company that's going to allow you to make some more money as well. So they're going to make it doable.
Very doable. It is a winnable trip for anybody that wants to work. I mean, it's not going to be one of those that's hard to get to. Just get out there and No, I always say they're tricking us all into making more money because we chased the Tahiti trip to build our paycheck bigger than it was last year's. And whether it's going against zero or whatever you made last year, you want to make 45,000 more than that this year. Not many people get a $45,000 raise in their normal job year over year. That's a nice little bump, no matter who you are. So that being said, today we're a continuation of the pay plan. Last week we spent a lot of time on the retail profits. Just go back just a second. Aunt, wait on me to talk through this. Sorry about that. Okay, so I put in some slides here because I know that we're now growing very quickly. And every Saturday morning, we have people here really for the first time. This may be your first Saturday morning training, and we welcome you. So I always, maybe Ashley says it better. She reminds me all the time because anytime you do something for a while, I think maybe you forget the basics, but Ashley's always talking about with every brand new woman she works with is getting them to share with her why they're going to do this. Not lose weight, more energy, balance hormones. That's all a given. I mean, our products are fabulous. And if somebody's a customer here or in the business just to get the discount, listen, there's not better products on planet Earth and we're going to help everything. But if you make a decision that you actually want to work the business to create income, Ashley, share a little bit about that, about establishing what you want to get done that maybe you can't get done otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, because if you don't establish the why you're here, because this is, a secondary thing. And if you're working somewhere else already trading time for money, and then you're trying to build this into your life second, you come into it tired after a long day's work, and if you don't know why, then it's so easy to just say, oh, okay, not tonight. That show's on. Oh, not tonight. I've got this ball game. Oh, not tonight. But if you don't ever stop and put this right there in front of you because of the why, it never comes. You'll never make this a priority. And I think that was one thing that we did that was so important. We did it not really knowing that we did it. And that is, really establishing why we were here. And that was, we were so desperate. We needed extra money. I mean, it took everything we had to, buy diapers, buy formula. And I mean, when you're counting how many gas tanks you can have per check, that's pretty bad. And that's where we were basically. And so we wrote it down. And if you don't write it down and if you're married, you got to sit down and talk about it because it's going to be taking time away from whatever it is that y'all are so used to and accustomed doing, that somebody's got to stay home and take care of the kids or, whatever season of life you're in, and go out and do something different. And if you don't, then you never get where you really want to go. And that's establishing your why. And that helps you give up that TV show or that, date night, whatever that is, it's different for everybody, but you've got to establish the why. And that's the one thing I've pulled out for these girls, because if I can pull that out of them and they share with me, then it's easier when I come back at them and go, okay, why aren't you here at the Saturday training, or why aren't you on this Zoom or whatever? Because I can say, we're never going to get that security feeling. We're never going to get that extra $500 you want that you're needing, to get you out of what you're doing. So anyway, that's where they're at. And they're all they're chasing it. They're chasing it. And I love it.
And Chris, you were kind of a different level. Why? Ashley and I we were broke when we joined this company, but we were broke at a low level. When I met you, Chris, you were broke at a high level. You had owned your own company with 400 something employees, and you had gone bankrupt due to that moving overseas. And I would never forget it, Chris. You told me one night you were deciding between this and opening up a Hooters in Jackson, Tennessee. And I'm like, at the time, my mind was still really small. And I'm like, between this and a Hooters, I didn't understand. So Chris, you were looking to claw your way back to be able to make $1 million again.
Yeah, and sometimes I really don't know that that's a great story. It's like people don't think about that big a deal, but I'll be honest, I studied the industry very hard for 6 weeks, Todd, before I ever made a decision to join you. And it's because I was after the big check. I wasn't after an extra income stream. I had an income stream. It just wasn't doing what I'd done before. And I love what Ashley just said. If you don't know your why, I can assure you, you'll find some reason to quit, or you'll find some reason something gets in the way. But yes, for me, it was looking for financial independence again. I had tasted it, and I knew what it was like to be able to not worry about writing a check for any amount. You could do it. It didn't change. It was going to be covered. And honestly, I didn't know that network marketing had so much upside. It's funny how people talk negative. I had someone yesterday, Todd, someone telling me it's not going to work. I thought it was interesting. This won't work. And I was sitting there and I said, look, just tell me it's not going to work for you. Don't tell me it don't work. Because I mean, we live in a really nice home, and I've gotten kind of lazy, to be honest, because you learn what, Todd, we're about to talk about, this residual income, and you'll get where you don't, it's easy to not want to chase more. I mean, I'll be honest, it does, but you'll get spoiled. And I never knew there was something this residual income could create. It didn't happen that way in manufacturing, that's for sure. But that's why I'm after it. I love the residual.
Okay, Anthony, we can flip forward. So a lot of small business owners do this because they don't want the overhead of the brick and mortar. Mike and Lisa, a lot of you hear their stories on Monday night, but they also make a really good income, but it owns their life. So just as equally as important as the money is what Chris just talked about. And that is the residual side of this, the passive income that you're going to be able to build over time. It's not passive that first year. It's going to take everything you've got to create income. But as you move into year 2, 3, 4 forward, there'll be a piece of that income that's going to come whether you work or not. You'll just have to work to keep it growing until you get satisfied on what that passive residual income is. Go ahead, Ant. And just know that although we are virtual, matter of fact, Melissa and Andrew Jackson, they maybe have my new famous quote. When somebody asks them what they do, they say they own a virtual franchise around the world. And that's exactly what we are. We get an app and a website, and it is a virtual franchise that you can sell products in 70 countries and sign up other people to sell products in 70 countries and get an override commission. Go ahead, Ant. And the reason I'm showing you this, because sometimes when I get into the money, people don't know where it comes from. They're like, how does all this money work? Well, in the real world, if you owned a nutrition store, what you do is you buy a whole bunch of nutrition wholesale, you put it in a store, and you sell it retail. The problem with that model is twofold. One, you have a tremendous overhead, rent, electricity, lots of inventory. The other problem with that model is you only are going to get traffic probably from 30, 40 miles at best of your store location. So the only way to increase profit is to increase the amount of stores you have. That gives you some leverage, but then you got to find the employees to man them, and every store you open up has that much more inventory. So basically what our company does, and we are voted the #1 compensation plan in the world, is they give us a 50-50 split. We are the marketing. We're the point of sale. We gather the customer. We really customer service it. We educate, we train, we advertise, we do it all. That's what you and I get paid to do. And that's the reason it's not easy, because we are doing all the things that normally a company would have to put a huge advertising budget up to make happen. So 50% of every sale that occurs in this company goes into the pay plan you're now about to see. So that helps you understand how the money flows. Go ahead. Okay, so let's walk through this. Your virtual franchise is $29.95 one time. No renewal. That gets you your app and allows you to monetize your influence. I'm not a huge social media person, but I tell you what, there are some women that have got my attention. I am about ready to launch a way better social media platform, because when you can monetize your influence, if you've got good influence, especially on social media, man, it can monetize big time quickly. And that app allows you to send all your tools, your PDFs, your videos. There's all kinds of things in there. There's ways to create that app where you can actually set it up to send the things you want to send. And Tom is the one that is trained on that a couple of Saturdays ago. But we've got so many new people, Tom, we may have to bring you back maybe next Saturday, the next, and do a little bit more training on that app so everybody fully knows how to understand it. Ken or Ashley, anything y'all want to add about the app before we go forward, and the website online?
Go ahead, Ken.
No, Todd, it's amazing already and continuing to be improved day after day. And, one of the things I want to add real quick of some of the things you just already covered, I was talking to a guy yesterday, Todd, and he said, what makes your company different? And I thought, I would say the 3 Ps, the product, the pay plan, and the people. And then I went into the difference of our products, the difference in our pay plan, the difference in our ownership and our sponsors and all that kind of stuff. And then I would also add timing in there where we're at now. But guys, we got remarkable tools with even better coming.
Okay, so once we get our business, we covered this last week, but I just want it to really resonate, is you then have to qualify it. So there's a couple of steps. The first one is you've got to activate with at least 200 points of product. A point is generally going to be about $1.50. It varies a little bit depending on product mixture. When you get an activated business, you're going to open up the pay plan, and you can become a millionaire and never be a higher level than activated if you were to build a big team. However, by buying or selling, both work, more product, if you get yourself to business, elite, and ultimate, as you can see there on the screen, it's going to up the percentage. We call it new order volume or new order bonus. When you sign up a brand new customer for the first 28 days, depending on what level you are, you're going to make that percentage. Go ahead, Ashley.
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yeah, so it's actually our system runs on Fridays. So it's actually, you'll have until the 4th Friday until you sign up, to be absolutely specific. Thanks for bringing that up. I know that's a catch sometimes.
At NVB, the NVB is new volume bonus. It's the same thing as team lead bonus. We're trying to convert that verbiage over because it's for new volume. Team lead is a little bit confusing, but it means exactly the same thing.
And then it also works for when you go back one second. It also is when you sign up a new brand partner, when they pay their $29.95 for the first 28 days or until the 4th Friday, whatever products they buy or sell will be getting them to ultimate, and you'll be making 30% on those purchases. So
for that week,
for the 4 weeks up until the 4th Friday.
Yeah. But the volume flushes every Friday. That volume runs from Saturday morning to the next Friday night at midnight.
I'm not sure what you're saying there. Make sure I understand too. I want to make sure we say that right.
They only get paid once on that volume. Somebody did 1,000 this week. They wouldn't get paid on the same volume again next week.
Right. So whatever volume goes in for that week, it's paid out on the following Friday. And so then the next week, whatever volume for 4 weeks, that's the new volume. Yes.
Got it. Clear now. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like it accumulatively adds up over the weeks and then you get paid out at the end of the 4 weeks. You get paid every, the following Friday. Everything's
right.
on a week.
Yeah. All these specifics are really important because if you're not exploding right now, you got to get some good people in your business because we've got so many women that are making crazy money right now. All these little details really matter. So that's the reason we're being very precise so everybody fully understands. So just to restate.
Yeah, Todd. So this is why I like Kim Gray and Robin and these people. If you got somebody new in the business, you place an order under them, you're getting paid 30% and you're helping them promote up these business levels. So if you placed a 1,500 volume order under someone, you get paid 30% or $450 and you help them make ultimate.
But if they only did, 500 for that week, then you get paid that 30% off that 500 volume. And then next week, if you did another 500 and another 500 each week, you get paid that out, so I just make sure that is, every week that volume, no matter what it is, 200, 400, 500, 1,000, 1,500, that week is what you get paid out of following Friday.
Yep. And Ken, you weren't here last week, but we trained for a full hour on exactly that. So if anybody wasn't here last Saturday, go to Anthony Moreland's YouTube channel and last Saturday's training's there, where we spent a full hour on exactly what we're talking about right now, retail sales and new order volume bonus. Okay. So just again, to reiterate, there are packs you can buy on day one, the second you sign up. So there's a very popular pack. It's a lifeboat pack for $371, 200 points. Go ahead, Ant. This has become maybe the most popular pack, and that's a 10 pack for $840 and 500 points. So a lot of people are buying those and selling them. We covered all that last week. If you want to know how to do that, go watch last week's training. Another very popular, slow down, Ant. Another very popular pack is the mow and renew for 200 points. To mow, to renew. Go ahead. And then this is our new pack. It went live yesterday by high demand request. For those that want to start with, for personal consumption, the 3 big products, there they are now at $299 and 200 points in your back office. It is live now. Next one. And then we also have an ultimate. This is a incredibly priced ultimate. You get 8 boxes of drops, 8 boxes of mowing, 8 boxes of renew. So again, this is a retail pack, and you get it for $19.99. So it is now the cheapest ultimate you can do. So for $19.99, normally an ultimate's about $2,300-$2,400 to get accomplished. So
Wow.
It's a great price pack. And then you got to set up your auto ship. We try to set up everybody's auto ship or subscribe and save on day one. It will not bill them to the 4th Friday, but once it's set up, so 100 points, got to be 100 points and $150 worth of product. We covered last week all the details of that. So again, we're not going to waste time. Just know that it's on last week's training if you fully want to understand all the dynamics there. And we do 2 things to make money. Last week we covered selling products. So go again and look at last week's training if you want to understand how to do that and turn the profits that some of these people are doing. But what we're talking about today is the business. So again, to make your business grow, we're going to go find other people to pay $29.95 that want to earn money and build a business. And we're going to teach them to find 4, and off it starts growing around the world. And here's how you're paid on your organizational growth. The first way you're going to be paid is called base pay. One more time. So on base pay, you're going to start building initially with either 2 or 3 legs. I really love, I used to always say 2 legs, but everybody I've got building 3 is making more money. So I really like it. 2 or 3 legs, does not matter. If you're slow, not good at this, only do 2. But if you're running full speed, build 3 initially. And you're going to make 15% unlimited on every leg you ever build, but the biggest. You get paid on that leg, just not in this area. So in this area right here, you see that what we call the power leg had 4,800 points of sales. The next leg had 4,000, and the next leg had 2,000. And you can see times 15% the total for each leg. So that's 900 for the week. So Ken or Chris or Ashley, anything y'all want to say there, clarity wise?
No, just a note later on, you also get paid on the power leg. We'll show a way you can get paid there as well.
Okay.
I'm going to add something from the chat room. There was a question that had been said about volume flushing. What Ashley was referring to, she wasn't meaning the flushing. What she meant was you get paid. So
Yeah.
there's no volume flush. You don't lose any volume on Friday. You're just being paid on it, and you don't get paid on it but the one time. So that's you can't
I'm
get paid.
sorry.
I'll be
Bad,
rich.
bad choice of words. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Just make sure we're clear. There's no flushing on any
Yeah.
volume. It carries
Yeah,
over.
no.
Now, go ahead,
No.
Todd.
Okay. And then eventually you're going to build 4, 5, 6, 7 legs if you decide you want to be a millionaire in this industry. And what our company does is set aside 3% of worldwide revenue. And there is a weekly bonus system that you can get shares in that bonus pool. Instead of explaining the shares thoroughly, what we've done is put what it would mean. So in order to get into the bonus pool, you have to have a leg that pays you $2,000 for the week. To make that happen, you need 13,334 volume points. Multiply that times 15%, it equals 2,000. Boom, you get shares. the amount of shares you get are exponential depending on how many legs you get. So you can see there, if you built 4 legs and all 4 legs sold 13,000 in volume for the week, you would make 2,000 plus 2,000 plus 2,000, or 6,000 in base pay on the 3 legs. And then you would get 400 in bonus money for those first 2 legs, and then 2,400 bonus on that, on the what we call the pay line bonus pool. So you're looking at that right there in this one area of the 9 ways we get paid, you'd be over $10,000 for the week. And if you go one more slide, Ant, this shows you the exponential growth of the bonus pool depending on how many legs you want to get built. So I will tell you that they actually had to create a new title in our company. We've got 2 ladies in China that have more than 9 legs now doing it. So you can just imagine they're getting 9 times 2,000 plus the bonus money every week. So that's how you start making $2, $3, $4 million a year. There are a lot of people in Europe that are doing this. We're waiting on the people here in the United States to get 7, 8, 9 legs built. This is a untapped market waiting to come to life. You've never sat at a better place ever in your lifetime. In a, as Ken said, in a company that had high quality products, the best pay plan, long-term, incredible people, incredible culture, and nobody knows who we are in any town you go to. It's just waiting on you to bring it to life. So now we're going to go
Todd,
ahead.
quick note right there. Go back one screen, Anthony. Look at this, folks. On that first line, $500 bonus. On the third line, a $3,000 bonus. Pay you 6 times more for producing the same volume, Todd. That's how they keep leaders from quitting. We can't really get satisfied if you look at those numbers. You think, oh my goodness, I just build one more line. My bonus is 6 times what it was. And if you go 4 lines, it's 10 times what it was for the exact same volume. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, Ken, that's the reason Chris is lazy. I ain't lazy. I am going 24 hours a day right now. I'm too young. Chris is starting to enjoy his money. I need to screenshot this slide and send it to Chris every day because I know what motivates him.
Todd, real quick, a lot of times when I'm doing this training personally, try to tell it real quick. That would be like somebody paying you maybe $20 to wash their car, and you work all day and say, I'm done, I'm not washing any more cars, and then coming in saying, I'll pay you $200 for washing the same car. 10 times more for the same work. You'd be crazy to quit. And that's what he's doing in this pay plan.
Okay, and then the last way, big way we're going to talk about, then we're going to talk about our savings bonus. There's 2 last ways, but the next way is called matching check. Ken and Chris, I'm going to turn this one to you guys.
Well, this is my favorite part, and that's what led us here was honestly this part, because if you're looking for talking to people that are going to be a big earner here and looking for long-term residual, this is where the money becomes amazing. And they talk about match pay. I want you to understand, it's really, you won't see a lot of it in the early stages of your business because you're trying to build leaders. But once you get some leaders going on your first and second levels, you'll be amazed at how that begins to grow. And Todd mentioned I've gotten lazy. This is probably the part of the comp plan that's made me that way, because you get leaders that are building, and I mean, most people know this. I sponsored Aaron and Ginger Decker. So they're on my first generation. So everybody thinks that I make my most money off of what they did individually. And I do have a good check from them individually. But what you got to realize is in order for them to build a massive check, they had to recruit and sponsor and build other leaders. So the match pay on second and third and fourth generations become way more important than that one leader that you got because of the number of people. Because this example shows us doing 4. So if you sponsored 4 people that are making $60 a week, and I want you to realize that, $100 a week is their income, your match pay would be $60. But if they sponsored 4 people, and I really want you to really think about how close the little $100 a week. That's important to me, because if you listen to a lot of network marketing companies, they're always talking massive money. So this is talking about sponsoring 4 stay-at-home moms that just want to be able to make an extra $500 a month. And you do that, duplicate that 3 or 4 times. You're not looking for somebody to become this massive leader. You just get people making some good money. I mean, good money saying an extra $1,000 a month. that match pay will become huge over time. And it is the most stable part of your business because the leadership, they're making money. That's as simple as that. I heard someone tell me this that was all into statistics. And that is if you get people making a few $100 a month, I believe the figure was $250 a month, your retention is over 98%. So this slide just simply shows people making $400 a month or $100 a week. And to me, guys, that's not accumulative. So, I mean, it is accumulative. So if you look at the first generation, 60, 160, 320, guys, that's not those, you add those together. So just 3 generations alone can pay you in match pay up to a couple $1,000s a month. That's life-changing money if you just want to build a small business. But if you want to build a massive business, the other part, Ken, you may want to go over that, how it opens up. The first 3 levels are opened up because of gold status. You sponsored 4 people or became ultimate, that got you gold status. And those 3, you may not even have but 1 leg running. The other one may not be doing well, but you're still collecting on this match pay. That's the part I want to make sure we're clear on.
Yeah, a couple things real quick here, Chris. Number one, this is in any leg, as you're saying. So,
Right.
Todd was talking about earlier, your power leg, you could have a huge power leg. We have people in the business making multiple 6-figure incomes that only have 1 line, 1 leg because of this matching bonus. But 3 real important things here, folks. There's no caps. So you can sponsor 100 people, 1,000 people. And then there's no breakaways. Big deal here. Any other company that has match pay, and I've looked at any one that does, Todd, they all have breakaways, meaning somebody gets to a certain level and then you don't get credit for their volume anymore. Amway does it, Herbalife does it. I can go on down the line. We have no breakaways here. So if you sponsor someone, Chris, and they go on to make $1 million a year, you get a 15% match of that or 150,000. It doesn't matter if they're the top earner with the company, they never break away from you. Extremely important. Separates us from any other pay plan I've ever seen. Also, and a lot of people don't realize this, we have dynamic compression on it, Todd. The screens are changing on us here, Anthony. If we can get back to the matching. So what that means is any other company I've ever seen, Todd, that had any matching bonus, number one, they either have caps on it or breakaways or no compression. Meaning if somebody's on your second level and they think they want to go to another company and get a little crazy, that money doesn't go to the company. It comes up to you. It compresses up to you. Extremely important. All that is. And one more thing, it can be on any leg, as I said. So any leg pays you matching bonus, no caps, no breakaways, and dynamic compression. Todd, it makes a difference of any other pay plan in the industry.
And so this is motivation for you to go help your teammates make money. I mean, this is the motivation right here that makes you want to lock arms and you want them to go make money, right? Build a team. And I'd love for them to outpass me. I want them to go make more money. I'm good with that. So to me, it's motivation to build a team of going out and building business.
It compensates you, Ashley, for helping other people.
Yeah.
Every time I do a pay plan training, I tell people I've never seen a pay plan that compensates you so much to help other people make money. So important. And then something else that Chris mentioned that's real important. How do you qualify for this? When Todd was talking about ultimate status earlier, once you make ultimate, you also get gold status. Gold status, as you're showing on the screen here, unlocks the first 3 generations for life. So it's 15% on the first generation, 10% on anybody they sponsor, and it's generations. So that's why, so anybody who are your children, anybody you personally sponsor, that's like your child, 15%. They go sponsor somebody, that's your grandchild, 10%. They sponsor somebody, that's your great grandchildren, 5% matching bonus on whatever their checks on each Friday on base commissions. So gold status, ultimate gives you gold these days. So gold status, gold status unlocks the first 3 generations for life. Guys, I love that. And then generation 4 is unlocked by making $500 in base commission. Generation 5, $1,000 in base commission. Generation 6, $2,000 in base commission, and then $4,000 in base commission. So it's real important early on. Anybody brand new, make sure you get the ultimate level so you got gold status. Those first 3 generations are unlocked forever.
And then Ken, I'm going to turn it back to you and Chris for the last way we get paid. And that is our savings bonus. And then I won't be back when y'all just kind of conclude. Kim Gray and I are here at a coffee shop in Dothan, Alabama, and are about to walk in with a good group of women here.
Don't mess my ladies up.
Actually, now she's starting to give orders and on the Todd. I love the savings bonus was one of those things that to me, and this is no reflection. I was in a company that gave cars away and had multiple ones in the garage for a while. But the truth of the matter is with car programs, it's pretty much a set deal. This is how much you get per month. That's where ours was. You hit a certain level, you get your car payment made. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I just want you to know that I felt like when I saw this was so much better. And what is the savings? Kim Gray is a master of this one. Kim Gray loves the savings bonus because she realizes that when you make a $250 a week base commission, they give you a 15% bonus that goes into a savings account. So put that in perspective. 15% of 250, I believe is $45. And you may have to do the math for me, Ken. I'm not too good on that. But I think that's $45. At any rate, think about that. That goes into an account. But if you make $1,000 that week or $2,000, it goes up. You can make as much as $500 additional weekly that goes into a savings bonus. Now, why is that so critical? Guys, if you have a really good month, they pop that money into savings bonus. But if, let's say, things go wrong, you have a bad week or two, you don't lose it all. It's not like an all or nothing. I don't mean this any bad way, but the company I was with was, and I'll give you an example. We had to have, at the title I was at, I had to have 48 brand partners enter my business monthly to receive a $700 car payment. Nothing, that was great. Except if I had twice that number, I still got a $700 car payment. If I had 5 times that number, I still got a $700 car payment. But let me fall short 2 people, I got 0. I want you to think about that just for a second. So this is the fairest way. I mean, that's the word that Ken and I use when we first, but the fairest way we've ever seen. So up to $2,000 more per month. If you want to call it a car bonus, call it a car bonus. But it can be a house payment bonus. In my case, if I took my $10,000 and I paid off some things. I paid off some debt that I had left up, just kind of let on the sideline. And I received it a long time ago. But once you receive it the first time, and you saw a bunch of checks posted in Destin, people standing on stage with their $10,000 check, right there's a bunch of them. Here's the thing. From there, it's paid monthly. And I can promise you, it's funny how you'll get to notice it exactly, which week is that bonus check coming. That extra $2,000 comes on, I know what week it is. Mine's not this week. It's going to be 2 weeks from now. And you just kind of know it's coming on that particular week. And it really, I love it. Ken, I mean, I may have went into all of it, but I mean, that's you want to add something to that?
Yeah, Chris, it's one of my favorite things in the pay plan for a lot of reasons. In lieu of a car program, and every car program I've ever seen, we were part of one, Chris. Mary Kay was the first one. I'm not trashing Mary Kay, but when people say, I want a free car, no, that's not exactly what happens. What happens is you create a certain amount of sales in a week or a month, and then they put you into the car program. But then what happens in July, people are on vacation, or Christmas time, when sales are down, typically, Chris, you pay your own car lease, your own car payment. All of them are like that. You don't really win a free car. You just get car qualified. So our company said, how do we fix that? So this is when they come up with the savings bonus, Chris. As you said, you make $250 in a week, they put an extra 15% into a savings account. So instead of putting you into a car before you can afford it, Chris, one guy in our industry who keeps up with all that told me recently that over 80% of the cars in our industry end up back with the leasing company because they put them into a car program because you had a lot of sales in the beginning, and then when things tail off, you can't pay your car payment. So what we do is let's make a savings plan. So let's start saving for you, and then when that savings account, folks, hits $10,000, as you just saw, 2 things happen, Chris. You don't just get that $10,000 check, you get a 15% raise each month, as you said. So it's a $10,000 bonus and a 15% raise. Now you're talking about a car program. I mean, where I'm from, that's a house program, right? But how about let's give you $10,000. You use it for a car or anything you want. And then let's give you that 15% each week. So much better than a car program, Chris. In the beginning, you think, oh, I don't know, I miss. No, it's way better. Because for $2,000 a month, you can drive any car you want to, not just a BMW or a Lexus or whatever they happen to pick for you. You can pick your own car. So it's so much better. And another thing, Chris, it's great for retention. You know, I got one lady right now, her savings bonus is $9,000 and some dollars. You think she would ever quit? No, she's about to get a $10,000 bonus. So you can watch that savings account raise. By the way, there's a plan to put even more into the savings account. Hint, hint, hint. But guys, an extra 15% a week put into a savings account. It hits $10,000. You get a $10,000 bonus and a 15% raise. That pretty well sums it up, I believe, Chris. Did I miss anything there, Ashley or Chris?
No, I think you covered it. The best thing is we come here for options, right? That's the whole reason why we're here, is not to get people in debt. We're here to get people out of debt and give them options in life. And that's what, to me, the savings bonus is my absolute favorite thing, because I'm watching people absolutely not just change their health here with our products, but actually change their finances here with the income that they've created and with the savings bonus, giving them options in life, you know, being able to take that $10,000 and do what they want to do with it instead of what their company's telling them what to do with it. So I love it. It's my absolute favorite thing. And that's my goal for everybody when they join here, is to start creating that savings account and watching it grow every single week.
And actually, as I think, if you don't know on here, our company was recently voted the #1 compensation plan in the world in the entire industry. And the reason is because of how much we pay out. Not only that, Ashley, but the way we pay it out with a new volume bonus or team lead bonus and retail bonus where you can make money up front. The base commissions where you make money, create residual income. And then the bonus plan we talked about, which is really is legacy money. You know, money that your great grandkids can be getting paid. So we pay out the most, and it's also distributed the most fairly. You know, it's not just Todd and Ashley Rowland making all the money from the pie. Everybody can make it. So it's really the best compensation plan in the industry, not just because we said it. It's also been voted that for a good reason. I love it too, Ashley. It's all of it together. The savings bonus is great, but the matching bonus is amazing. The base commissions, the team lead bonus, 8 different ways we're paid, plus the points that we're going to talk about maybe next week.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I look at it as the pay plan as like a layering effect, and one just kind of layers on top of the other and as you build it. And it's so funny because I was just, as Chris was talking, we're talking about the match and check. It takes time to build. Well, actually, you know, I'm talking to these ladies, and as they're building so fast, I'm like, you know, it just takes time to build. Da, da, da. I'm sitting here looking at their checks like, oh my gosh, y'all are getting matching check. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, y'all are getting stuff going into your savings account. That we've got ladies building what they're getting matching check now. We've got some that are actually getting a little bit going into their savings account now. So I'm like, wow, like we're moving, like this layering effect's coming on fast. So I can't get them trained fast enough. I'm super excited for them. And yeah, I'm excited. This is really great.
And that matching bonus, as we said, Chris, sorry, I'll shut up. Pays you to help other people.
Yeah.
You can create a 6-figure income helping other people make money, even if you didn't build for yourself, which would be crazy not to, but get paid 6 figures off of helping other people make money. It don't get any better than that.
Yeah.
We've had several questions in the chat room, and I'm not sure we can answer them all real easily, but I think it does get confusing. The word power leg was used. That just simply means the largest leg of that week. And because if you're thinking about, if you've come from another company and looking at a binary, that leg will always be the same. And we're not a binary comp plan. So the largest leg will be that one. And no, it does not have to have your personal 4 people on it. It won't have 4 personals for yourself. You will spread those people out based on what's going on with your business, and your upline will help you with that. But I think what Ken Bailey just said is the most important. If you want to talk about why is people, Ashley's talking about, and Todd are some of these folks that got in and making so much money so quickly, let me tell you how they're doing it. And it's not going to be what they're doing. It is the fact that they're pouring themselves into their people that they bring on board. And if so many people join our business about me, and not about we. And by the way, I'm guilty. Someone wanted to know what 21 years ago, I struggled in this business because I was trying to be the boss. And what I learned was I had to be the servant. I had to be the person that went to work for those people. So if you want to learn how to make that $10,000 bonus check, you go help somebody else make it. Quit worrying about you making it. Go find you somebody on your team that's going to make it. Find you 2 people on your team that's going to make it. 3 people on your team that wants that. Guys, it is the most compensation plan directed towards making you help somebody else. If you want to get rewarded, all you've got to do is help 3 or 4 people do well. It doesn't have to be 100 people do well. It's a handful. And that's literally what happened with Kim Gray. Kim's great. But Kim's poured herself into her team. And somebody says she's a drill instructor. Hey, she pushes. Now she wants to see them succeed. And she's going to push them to succeed to get that goal they set. And if they decide to quit, Kim ain't quitting. They quit. So that's what leadership's all about. You become the leader. And someone said, what does it take to be a leader? Find somebody that you're willing to work with. Leading is not running this Zoom. Leading is helping someone else build their team. And that's where we fail so much. This kid Bailey hey, he finally started joining us on Saturdays on a regular basis now. But let me tell you what he never stopped doing. He never stopped helping those team members every week. Ken Bailey will do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter if you're on this team, he's going to help you. But I want you to know that that's what makes a leader here, is helping your team member get somewhere. Guys, don't get so worried about the comp plan. You got people in this industry that have been doing this 22 years. You will learn it as you earn it. You hear what I just said? Learn it as you earn it. I did not understand it all, and I've been in the industry a long time. We studied it hard, didn't we, Ken? We studied it hard. I know Ashley was there, but we saw what we believed, and there was so many things we could tell you that made us make that decision. It can't be changed, all the things. And guys, that's critical. And if you really realize they're going to pay out a certain amount. Anthony also dropped in the PowerPoint from today in the chat, and I think you can go copy that if you want. He sent me a text. I just now read it. So if you want to get, I'm sorry, I don't pay for. I do turn my phone off during this, believe it or not. I do look at it, but
I actually put the one from last week, which was more in depth on the comp plan. I put the Ignite event information in there so you can share with your team. Everybody can share personally. I also put the Tahiti trip, how to earn a Tahiti trip in there as well. So all of those are at your disposal right there. All you click on the link and you can download each one.
You can do it right now, right?
Chris, a couple more quick notes on the comp plan. It's a patented pay plan, folks, so it can never be duplicated. Often imitated, never duplicated. Because what reminded me, Chris, you was talking about people are familiar with the binary. But folks, previous to our pay plan, it's patented. It's called a multi-line. You can go as wide as you want or as deep as you want. With a binary, you're limited to 2 wide. With a unilevel, it's usually 5, 6, 7 levels deep. So your depth's limited. We can go as wide as we want or as deep as we want. You know, auto balancing and some other patent pay plan, Chris. So we pay out more. Nobody can duplicate it. I get excited about the pay plan, as you can see, because I know it's the best. But it goes back to, as the guys asked me yesterday, what would differentiate you? The products, the pay plan, and the people. I would throw in the timing right now, but the products, unbeatable. We don't have time for all that. The pay plan we've covered, no better pay plan. And then the people with ownership and great leadership like's on this call today, couldn't be a better place at a better time in my mind.
I think you're absolutely right. Ask me any parting words. We got 2 minutes.
I couldn't agree more. I'm just excited where we are right now in time, and watching, knowing the confidence of the products that we have, and just excited. I love it. I love where we're at right now.
Yeah, anything?
Hey, I love what you said. If you want to learn the comp plan, you truly want to learn it, go earn it. That's the best way. You can look at these PowerPoints all day long. You can study them. You can look at it. It's just like reading a book. You can read all the information. But if you never go out there and apply it, it doesn't mean anything. So go out there and find somebody today and make their life better that you showed up today. Go find somebody, one person. I don't care if it's at the grocery store, you pick up the phone, but go share this opportunity or share these products with people and watch how you'll start to earn it just like that and learn the comp plan truly.
Chris, we want to thank Ashley too for the frontline role she's taken in the last few months. And it's not a coincidence that Todd and Ashley are #1 in the world in growth. #1 in the world, Chris. You know what, 60 countries, over 400,000 brand partners, #1 in growth in the entire world. And it happened to start when Ashley took a more frontline role. I can say that, especially since Todd's not on here.
It's just a coincidence. These ladies are amazing. They're the ones that are doing it. So I'm so honored and blessed to be a part of being able to lock arms with them and help them. It's been amazing. I've loved every second of it.
Well, it's a great time to be in our company. Guys, we hope we've given you some good ammunition today, to hope we've given you some information that's been of value to you as much as anything else. And I think all of us will agree with one thing. We're learning every week on the comp plan. This
That's
retail
right.
stuff, I was never been that interested in. My daughter was doing it and I wasn't paying any attention. And it took somebody else from Florida doing it for me to realize there's a lot of money in retail too. But don't underestimate, that's what Europe does. So, hey, find your niche, stay plugged in. Most importantly, 2 words that'll keep you going. Just don't quit. Stay focused. Stay on it every day a little bit. Guys, have a great day. Ant, thank you for all you do behind the scenes. Ashley, Ken, guys, thanks for being on.